doubt Rod Harrington who this crowd want to win. There's no doubt who Barney wants to win this as well.
Yeah, Barney, I can honestly say, Dave, I've known him 20-odd years now. I've never known Barney to be so upbeat and talk about the game and be so confident as he is at the moment. And he wants Phil because he wants to win this tournament and he wants to beat Phil when he wins it.
Phil's improving round by round. Is he just coming good at the right time?
Well, you would think so. I mean, Phil's got to send out a statement now. He knows what Barney's just done. A good average, loads of 140s, good 180s, a beautiful check out of over 50%. Phil knows that. He's an intelligent dart player. Phil's now got to send out a message to Barney and say, well, you want me, you're going to have me at my best.
The Players' Championship, Andy Hamilton was 9-5 up against Phil. Lost 10-9. Will the scars still remain because he's never beaten him on TV?
I think with a lot of players you would have to say yes, but with Andy, he's one of those guys that doesn't seem to worry about what's happened weeks gone by. I mean, he had 60 and threw a dart off the ball, so he got one dart at the double instead of two. If he gets the chance tonight, I think he'll take it, but I think Phil is just going to be too strong for him like Barney was against Whitlock. Barney awaits the winner in the semi-final of the Ladbrokes World Darts Championship 2013. Your commentary team, John Gwynn and Nigel Pearson.
Phil actually gave Andy the darts at the start of this game, and significant, of course, that the Hammer has never beaten this man on TV. Much talked about ahead of the game, but Hamilton has been consistent throughout the year. He's had a fine run throughout the calendar year, and of course a finalist here in last year's World Championship. Superb display from Barney first up tonight. Will one of these players match that?
Yeah, a lot to live up to. They've got each other to think about, of course, rather than Barney. He'll come in the future. And I think the comment that Dave Clark made about Taylor improving game by game, I think it could be said of Hamilton too. Hamilton 90 in the first game against Richardson, 97 against Burnett, and a 99.5 average in his defeat of Terry Jenkins. The best from Taylor, his most recent victory, 4-0 over Robert Thornton with a 97 average. I think those are the sort of averages we'll see here, and I think we're in for another classic. That last game was a classic, two wonderful players, and here we have the same again, Nigel.
Yeah, fantastic quarter-final lineup, absolutely. And for Hamilton, a real challenge on his hands here against the greatest of them all. Switching down the board.
97.
And this would be some party piece to get us underway, or to get Phil Taylor underway, more to the point. Lovely start. Treble 17. And he's not going to go for the ball, because Hamilton's not on a finish, so Taylor favourite to take the first leg against the throw block. John.
Having given Hamilton the darts, Taylor catching him a touch cold, but signs that the Hammer is warming up. But is it too little too late in this first leg? Well, he's working ever closer. And there you are, dart by dart into double 16, and a contented look about the face of the power.
Well, he handed Andy the darts, but he's still broken the throw, so it's a huge psychological breakthrough already. That will play on Hamilton's mind for sure. And a nice steady 10-40 for Phil to start with. Andy has been consistent, but John hasn't won a PDC tournament in over 5 years now. He gets so close and yet so far away.
A nearly man, and you'd rather be a nearly man than a nothing man, of course. But it can be frustrating if you're a nearly man forever. Terry Jenkins knows that. And Andy Hamilton, who defeated him in the last round.
99.
Having been a finalist here last year, semi-finalist, of course, in the Premier League, quarter-finalist in several competitions, and most recently, that one that the lads in the studio alluded to, at Minehead, less than a month ago, when Andy Hamilton ought to have seen off the power, but he didn't.
Terrific atmosphere here as well. It's a packed house at the Alexandra Palace. They were served up a treat in the opening quarter-final from Barney, and they're expecting something special from this one as well. Didn't need that treble, Andy Hamilton, that's more like it. But the power, so far so good for him.
Yes. Beautiful to behold when he's on form. It looks to me as though he's not far short of what we might consider near his best. Now I'm hedging there a touch, because he can be outstandingly brilliant. On other occasions he's merely brilliant, and on other occasions he's merely outstanding.
It's the best start that he's made in any of the games that he's played so far.
Good point.
We go for treble 18 here now. Of course, he demolished Robert Thornton 4-0, which was a terrific result when you bear in mind Thornton's success over Taylor this calendar year. Phil wasn't having any of it. 4-0 victory. Can he continue that against this fellow Stokey here? 83 he needs for a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, looking at treble 17. And he will use the ball here. 16 for the ball, or treble 16. Oh, and he's missed the big 16. Going for the treble. And that's a debating point. Should he have gone for big 16 and had the ball to hit? Or was he right to go for treble for double 9, knowing that 16 would leave the ball? It could have cost him this leg. We'll see. Hamilton. Double 16. Break back. That's not a bad dart, but this is his last chance.
25.
Taylor back for tops.
Fairly required 40.
Well, that hurts Hamilton. Knows he should have got there. Tops for Taylor. No second invitation needed. And Taylor romps into a two-leg lead at the start of this game.
Well, if ever a man looked business-like, it's Phil Taylor tonight. He couldn't wait to get that walk-on going, and I've never seen him move so quickly from the walk-on to the stage. Business-like, all right. And he's on that stage, 2 legs to 0 up, and although his average at the moment is below 90, I'm pretty certain he's in the mood to do something about that and give us a real performance. So stand up and be counted, Andy Hamilton. Henry VIII look-alike, and I can quash all rumours that he's staying at Hampton Court Palace now.
Phil looking for a treble, switching down the board. That treble 19 working a treat. Twice.
134.
Beautifully done. Has to be said, if Phil goes on and wins this in 3-0, his first set, that will play on Hamilton's mind. But he's a tough cookie, this fella. No-nonsense player, and we know he's capable of a big comeback if necessary. Still early days as well.
Yes, unlucky there, 20 on the deck, they could make a difference, so when it comes down to the final dart. Ooh, the power almost put that just over the top. Measures it beautifully into the green bit. But Hamilton still in this leg with another one of those. And another one of those. There you are, 180, the first of the match goes to the hammer, and even the bananas in pyjamas hail the first maximum. Slippery characters, those, Nigel, beware.
41.
Double 16 to win his first leg.
90.
Well, he's missed 4 shots on a double
Henry
now, and
52.
Taylor is waiting to pounce to take the first set. Tops he needs now. Surely this will go. Yes, it does. And Phil Taylor has pounced after Hamilton missed the double. Taylor was there to rocket into a one-set lead here against Andy Hamilton, who has to show some character now already in the early stages of this game. Join us for set 2 when we come back.
Third leg, it could have been 2 legs to 1 to Hamilton. Instead, he lost the set 3-0.
Absolutely massive difference, and Phil was there to punish Hamilton's mistakes. Carries on like this. It's a Taylor-Barneveld semi-final.
Ladies and gentlemen, second set, first leg.
And Phil has the darts in this second set, so all he's got to do is hold his throw here. Maybe 2 sets up. Sounds simple, but don't write Hamilton off, because we know what he's capable of.
100.
And a nice steady turn to get the second set underway for the Power.
Well, he's famously come back twice against Whitlock. One in a World Match Play 18 months ago, and one in the semi-final of this particular competition 12 months ago. So if there's anybody in this field who's capable of coming back against anybody in the field, then it's Andy Hamilton. Taylor gave the darts to Hamilton. He does that
58.
in the World Championship. He's prepared to do it, and in Blackpool in the World Match Play, he's prepared to do it. And those are the only 2 competitions where you get the stipulation towards the end that it has to be won by 2 clear legs. And that is a factor in his thinking, most certain.
We'll like it from Phil. Hasn't been the best of legs so far.
140.
It's only his 3rd ton 40 so far. Not a lot of difference between the 2 of them on the 3-dart average, but the finishing is a huge, huge difference. That was a major factor in that first set. Hamilton with his second 180. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Looking good to break the throw, but he has to sort that finishing out.
Yeah.
85.
60 means that he
Andy
hasn't quite got as much time as he might have thought. Get it polished off here and now. That's the easy bit. Double 10.
43.
Well, I don't need to say anything. The dart tells its own story. And Taylor has a chance. 118. 58. Tops. To steal another leg. And I mean it. He deserves it with a finish like that. But he should never have had a shot, Nige.
You can hardly believe the opportunities that he's been presented with, Phil. He's picked Hamilton's pocket there for sure, because that leg was in Hamilton's hands completely. Slack first dart from Phil, but the finishing is the key difference between these 2 players so far. 95 average for Hamilton, 94.82 for Phil. 2 180s for this guy. Phil's not hit one yet. But that finishing, 6 missed shots on a double. He hasn't won a leg so far, Hamilton.
Yes, it's very similar this to the James Wade and Vincent van der Voort contest, where van der Voort missed vital darts of the double several times. Now the first maximum from the Power, and he's looking very contented.
I think Phil would be the first to admit that Andy hasn't helped himself. Should have killed legs off and wasted opportunities. But Phil is playing quite beautifully here. Just a quick check of the scoreboard. Switches for treble 19. Delightful darts from the Power. Leaves a 2-dart finish to break the throw.
Yes, it's similar to the last leg, only it was Hamilton who was miles ahead. And Taylor left himself on 118 and checked it out when Hamilton let him in. I have a feeling that Taylor will not let Hamilton in here. tops, and he hasn't missed it yet.
22.
Just over the
And
bar.
you require
Now
83.
83. He may have to use the bull, but treble 17 first. 16 bull. Remember, Taylor went this way before. Bullseye for Hamilton.
58.
Well, it has to go down, Nigel, as another missed darter to double.
Failure require 40.
7 missed finishes. Tops for Taylor for 2-0 in the second set. And a break of throw.
Edge on the second leg. Phil Taylor.
63% of the finish for
Third
Taylor.
to
Averaging almost 99 now. You have to fear the worst for Andy Hamilton, unless he can click into gear and fast.
Well, hitting the 25 instead of the bull is, I suppose, akin to hitting the post or the bar. But he's had so many opportunities in the early part of this game. In footballing terms, Nigel, he should be 3-1 up, maybe. Instead, he's losing by a set to 0 and 2 legs to 0, and take nothing away from Phil Taylor, who's finishing 63%, 5 out of 8, is just what he wants.
Phil playing the best darts of the tournament so far from him. We remember in the second round he conceded the first set to Jerry Hendricks and then clicked into gear. Then he demolished Robert Thornton in straight sets, 4-0. And here he is, looking good for a 2-0 lead
83.
against the Hammer.
Yeah, Hendricks played brilliantly for a set, and then it was as if he suddenly realised where he was, looked around and thought, heck, and never produced anything after that. Really struggled.
136.
You could argue Phil didn't let him.
Well, that's true, and Phil is ruthless in those circumstances. He's been ruthless with Andy Hamilton tonight. Every time Hamilton's missed, Taylor hasn't, and that's what he does.
And it's frustrating for Hamilton because he's played well enough to set up the opportunities, and he's blown in when it matters. And that is what is costing him. Now, look at this from Phil. Treble 19 for tops. Well, he'll just go up for 18s here. He went for treble 18 there. Andy's not on a finish, so still looking good for Phil to clean up the second set.
Yes, the signs are now that the uncertainty is not only in Hamilton's head, but it's reached the arm as well. And when that happens, here we go, double 10 for the set. Double 5, no, he's going to come down 2 for double 4 and take the chance here. He's throwing down that gauntlet to Hamilton. I don't think you can get 160, pal.
I was just going to say, if ever you needed a moment of magic, that would have been it.
It would indeed, Nigel, just the time to send a message to the power, but now double 4, a fraction in. And he judges it perfectly. The hour is with the power. He's 2 sets to 0 up. Hasn't lost a leg yet. Hamilton has something to do when we return.
Finishes tonight. Hasn't won a leg, John Gwynn.
That's right. In 4 of the 6 legs played,
Thank you, ladies and
Hamilton
gentlemen. Third set,
has
first
had a
leg.
shot to
Andy
win the leg.
Roper.
In 3 of the cases, 2 darts at a double, and in 1 of them, 1 dart at bull. Can be forgiven for missing that. And has to be forgiven for missing the doubles, because there's nothing you can do about it once it's gone. But oh, Hamilton's reaction expresses his feeling all right.
He's going to be angry. Needs to win this leg,
46.
you feel. He's to mount any sort of recovery, but he has to win this leg. He's got the pedigree for mounting comebacks. You do feel this is a vital leg for Andy Hamilton to hold his throw and get a leg on the board.
That's right. As I emphasised earlier, nobody can argue with Hamilton's ability to turn the match round. Blackpool 18 months ago against Simon Whitlock. a miraculous comeback.
45.
Equally in the semi-final here. 5 sets to 3 down, reaches the final by 6 sets to 5. Oh, Phil Taylor knows that he's against a battler. His fellow Stokey. Is Stokey now? 3-180 for Hamilton.
Averaging more than Phil. And that clicks Phil into gear. 2 180s for Phil Taylor, 3 for Andy Hamilton.
139.
But still, 3 darts for the hammer. They go ball for double 16. Phil's not on a finish, so
99.
Andy will be back.
And another leg where Andy Hamilton has outscored Taylor. He's done that 2 or 3 times in this match and not been able to finish the leg off. And that last dart just means that Taylor has a squeak of a chance should Hamilton let him in yet again. Double top! First double of a match for the hammer! And he's got to hit the nail on the head a few more times yet.
1 out of 8 at the finish. And you get the feeling that will have just agitated Phil a little bit.
Well, he was battered in that leg, wasn't he? He wanted 130, he got a ton his last visit. So that will have lifted Hamilton, giving him confidence now on the doubles, but he's got to get to them. 45 is not going to take, whatever it's 43, 41 is not going to get you there very quickly.
The point scoring from Andy, not a lot wrong with that, because a little bit like you used the football analogy earlier, any decent striker has to miss a few to prove that he's actually a decent striker to get in those positions, and Andy has been at the finish regularly. If he can continue that and get his finishing sorted, we might have a game on our hands.
95.
Yes. In sport, it's one thing creating openings.
100.
It's another thing capitalising on them. At least once, Hamilton has hammered home his advantage. Can he now build on that?
Down the board, Hamilton.
They require 164.
Not enough. Phil not needing to go for it, and just looking to set himself up on his next visit.
46.
But needed a treble there, ideally. 3 darts on his next visit.
Not enough, Andy, as Taylor taken out 118 already once in this match, and he ain't going to do it like that either. But he's got comfort on his side.
40.
Well, he's not happy with that, but he can't be unhappy with the situation in this leg.
It's a little blip for the power by his own high standards.
64.
So,
78.
Phil Taylor needing 78 to level the 3rd set. Double 12. And gets it. No mistake at the double for Phil Taylor, who levels the 3rd set at 1 leg apiece. And is hitting 58% at the finish. Superb stat for the power. Complete opposite to this man.
60.
Yes, and 60 means that the great man, 15 times world champion, has a chance here to punish. Well, 75 scored. Make that 132, and that is called punishing a disappointing 60.
And it puts pressure on Hamilton to hit the big numbers here. Not like that. Well, 61. A frustrating visit from Hamilton, and now a big score for Phil Taylor. will be clear favourite to break the throw.
140.
Well, 9 arrows thrown. 6 arrows thrown, really, for Taylor, sorry. And he's already 229. Well ahead of the hammer, who needs another one in there. Credit to you. Credit to you, Andy Hamilton. Hang on in there, you never know. It's unlikely that the power tonight is going to miss too many doubles. He's done well so far. But there may be a first time. This is where a ton 40, certainly a ton at least, is absolutely essential.
Yeah, he's clawed his way back into this leg. Hamilton. Nice second dart, showing great character here.
100.
Battling away.
133.
But this would hurt him. Taken out 118. Not going to check out here now. And Hamilton will have to go for the 1-4-6 finish.
93. And
So Taylor squares it off, 40 left, and 60. Another one of those. Yes, double 13. This will give Hamilton a lift. Oh, would you believe it? Right on the wire, even Taylor there acknowledging a near brilliant effort.
Tops the target for Taylor, and he gets it second time of asking. He's broken Hamilton's throw. It was a great effort by Andy Hamilton, and look what it means to Taylor. He knows that's a big moment in the game, because he could sense that the hammer was fighting his way back into this match. Switching down for the cover shot here, treble 19 works for him, but yeah, that was a big moment in the game, John.
Yeah, well, arrows of outrageous fortune we use from time to time, and I think Andy Hamilton, in all fairness, can say he was unlucky there. 2 treble 20s, right on the wire of double 13, and he walked away surely knowing that he was never going to come back again, because that's the mood Taylor's in tonight.
100.
Well, he stayed up the board that time, and Phil not hitting the treble with the first dart with any great regularity at the moment, but he's doing his job, he's doing enough. Now, that's a nice start from the hammer. Can he get his fourth? 180.
140.
Just brushed south, didn't it? It was not a bad dart at all. Ton 40 for Hamilton. Taylor. Oh, that's a super dart. You know that Taylor, when he gets one in like that, is going to put at least another alongside, and that's why he's so annoyed, Nigel. He knows that he would normally put another one alongside it.
He's annoyed, Taylor. He's a perfectionist. He knows it's not a perfect display.
100.
And looking for a big score here, because Hamilton is in this leg. That's a great start, isn't it?
.177. That's the second time he's hit a 177. As good as the maximums, but certainly in those circumstances when it leaves him on a double. Treble 17 for the bull. This would have set this place alight had he hit it. But again, Taylor will be ruthless for sure for the set. Yes, no messing when the power is on the double tonight. 3-6-0. And there you see the reaction. He really means business, Phil. Taylor tonight. He has an average of 98.26. I've seen him score better than this, but his finishing 60% is more than satisfactory. 59. And I've been joined by Rod Studd, who's been keeping one eye on this match outside. Rod, misfortune for Hamilton, but he's well, he's only himself to blame, frankly.
Yeah, it was all those missed darts at double at the start, wasn't it, John? As you pointed out in the first couple of sets, there were 4 legs where Hamilton was first to the double. Missed chances, and Taylor, as we've seen him so often in the past, just gobbled the opportunities up, didn't he?
And for all that we recognise Hamilton's quality as a fighter, it's going to be very difficult for him to come back from 3-0. And there's a certain look on Taylor's face. I think Taylor, and I think he'll confirm this later, he's not happy with some of the antics in the crowd. He has come to entertain them, and I think he, quite rightly, might expect better order from certain sections. I have to say, only certain sections. If looks could kill.
140.
Well, it didn't affect that visit to the ball, that's for sure, but he was giving someone an old-fashioned look in the crowd, wasn't he?
Yes, you're right, and in a sense he's playing too many. He's trying to concentrate all that much more.
57.
More than just Andy Hamilton to think of, but he's a thorough pro, as indeed they all are. There's a lovely line. The way that dart is in the board, again you would expect at least another one to join in. This occasion he switches across to 18s. 70 left after just 12 arrows. Once this match over with, does the power run?
Yep, absolutely. He's been saying he's not too keen on the late finishes.
100.
Well, he could be tucked up in bed under his duvet by about 10:30 tonight. Phil Taylor, the rate he's going. 20. And leaves double 16 for yet another leg. 10th leg win of the match. It is the first leg of the 4th set. Do you know, John, he's only lost 8 legs in this tournament in total now in the thick end of 4 matches, and apparently he's playing rubbish.
Well, yeah, I think it says more about his opponents than him. And I think he, in fairness, would acknowledge that, because we know that he hasn't played as well as we know he can. But it's still a fantastic record, Ron.
Old adage, though, John, isn't it? Only beat what's put in front of you.
Yep.
You know, and he's demolishing everything in his path, but I don't think he'll demolish Barney.
Never a truer word was spoken. Our old mate, never far from our thoughts.
58.
I was interviewed for the tribute programme, Sid, and Rod, and I never got a word in. I was a bit disappointed about that, but there we are. It's another matter as Hamilton looks to put something into this match. I thought he had a chance in the last set when he won that first leg. He got the third 180 of the match for him, but wasn't able to build on it as the power hit back, as he is now brilliantly. That is the kind of 180 you like to see. As our old mate Sid would have said, perfect stacking there, and that certainly was.
Well, that is exactly what Taylor did when Taylor was romping through tournament after tournament, and his average has now gone into 3 figures with 101 and bits. 43. Choice of double is double 16. He hits it again. Well, quite frankly, John, it's sheer slaughter. And time was that we saw Phil Taylor in big games wipe the floor with opponent after opponent. You often thought he might come out with a mop as well as 3 darts. This is a darting massacre, isn't it?
Yeah, it's equivalent of a great football team playing against a lousy defence. Hamilton should have been in this match early doors, but now we're beginning to see an exhibition from a man who quite rightly has a smile on his face. The semi-final is not yet there for Taylor, but he can certainly sense that he's well and truly on his way.
Well, is he going to lay down the marker of markers with a 9? No, he's not, but that was only just deflected over the top, and had it gone in, he'd have been sniffing around for 144.
Tell you what, he's hardly missed that treble 19 when he's gone for it down. Hardly missed. He's had 2 177s. The number of times he's picked it off as well on other occasions.
140.
Well, there's a lot of discussion going on, John, I can tell you, backstage amongst pundits and odds compilers, and how they'll price up this Taylor Van Barneveld semi-final. Surely it will be, and Taylor will be favourite, but it might only be fractional. Such has been Barneveld's performances this week. But Taylor has answered a few questions here. He's not just annihilating Hamilton, he's annihilating the scoreboard as well, because the average is going up towards 104 now.
At one stage, early doors, he was averaging 88, and I said then with confidence that he would lift that average up. 103 now, as he's looking at double 8. Well, a rare, rare miss. And Hamilton, who so nearly took out 146 not so long ago, has 142.
He won't be taking it out.
90.
So 2/8 then for the power for another set. Double 4. Double 2. In he goes, and Phil Taylor wins the 4th set. He has won 12 out of 13 legs in this match. He is taking Andy Hamilton apart on the big stage, and is marching inexorably towards a semi-final darting date with his old rival, Raymond Van Barneveld. Taylor 4-0.
See, even now, yet a fight back from the Hammer, who does have the darts in this set.
Well, stranger things have happened, John, but I just can't think of any off the top of my head that would be stranger than Phil Taylor losing a 4-0 advantage, bearing in mind, of course, that he's won 12 of the 13 legs played. It would take a shift of seismic proportions now, wouldn't it? I mean Taylor's right arm would have to fall off virtually, wouldn't it?
Yes, and there's no sign of that. Incidentally, in answer to your question, I've had a message from the sponsors to say that in the semi, if Taylor and Barney meet each other, as it looks as though they will, it'll be 8-15 Taylor, 6-4 Barney. There you are.
Well, I must admit, I thought Barneveld would be shorter odds than that.
It's very tempting.
And it will be one of the most eagerly anticipated semi-finals in the history of World Championship darts. And we've still got 2 quarter-finals to come yet, John, and they are indeed eagerly anticipated tomorrow evening, when James Wade takes on Wesley Newton. There you are, tomorrow night, just after 7 o'clock, that game, and then, John, my goodness.
Yes, that's a cracker, isn't it? That promises to be a real belter. I know 1 or 2 games that have shown, or have given us promise, haven't really been fulfilled. I think the obvious one is Barney against Gary Anderson, but in the main, where there's been the potential for a really good match, we've seen one.
139.
And I think this one has disappointed, and Andy Hamilton will be the first to admit that you cannot afford to miss crucial doubles against anybody, but particularly against Phil Taylor.
Well, he has suffered some real canings at the hands of Phil Taylor. He was whitewashed in the World Championship before at the Circus Tavern. It was 07, I think.
I think our friends in the press room will be licking their lips at the prospect of Taylor against Van Barneveld here in force. Andy Dillon from the Sun, Mike Walters the Mirror, Richard Lewis from the Star, Gary Jacob from the Times. We've got Jay Tomlinson from Bullseye Magazine in the States.
Andy required 95.
All in the press room tonight. 95 for Hamilton. 76, that means treble 20 for double 8. Yes, nice to watch.
Andy Hamilton.
And not a worried man by any means. Hamilton would have to do that at least another dozen times to start worrying the power. Maybe not quite as many as that.
Stacker. Indeed. An air of inevitability and early in the tournament. Well, Taylor was struggling to hit maximums, only had 6 before this match in the tournament. He's now taken that up to 11. So he's hit 5 in the 15th leg of the match we are now. 1 every 3 legs is more than steady. Now then, just over pitched, so we'll switch.
96.
Yes, and in addition, we've got colleagues from CBS News, 60 Minutes, doing a feature on this tournament. Dutch TV, German TV, it's certainly a world event, and we've even got a guru from Grimsby. There you are.
140.
To watch the wonderful world of darting fantasy.
And 2 blokes from Stoke, the darting capital of the world, on stage.
No doubt about it.
134.
And he needs his 4th maximum of the match here to put a bit of pressure on Taylor, and he might well get it, because they're sitting nicely.
180.
Well, he's asked a question of Taylor.
191.
Barney will always go treble 17. Taylor prefers the pragmatism of the bull. Double 16 for a 91 kill.
There's on the second leg.
As if to say to Hamilton, and that wasn't Hamilton he was pointing to, you can hit all the 180s you like, my friend, but they ain't gonna do you any good when I'm on the double. Brilliant.
81.
Averaging just over 100. We've seen Barnabel do that a couple of times.
60.
I'll tell you what, the semi-final, for surely it will be the semi-final between Phil Taylor and Raymond van Barneveld. There's enough to give you goosebumps a couple of days in advance of the match.
Yes, it's the result Barney desired.
59.
Had a feeling he might, you know, because he has looked so good. And he admitted he's now got up and played the board. He woke up one morning and realised that he was a very lucky man, playing the game that he loves to play. Why not get up and play the board? Play well if the other man wins. That's the way it goes. And that was Whitlock's philosophy, wasn't it?
Well, it's something that Phil Taylor's been telling Raymond van Barneveld for years when Barney was moping about. Many's the time he's told him that you're playing
96.
a match for the amount of money that it took my dad 2 years to earn. What's the matter with you, man?
Yep. Probably Barney's dad as well. Even Barney when he was a postman. Now he's a first-class darts player.
140.
Well, it leaves a bogey, but he couldn't do anything about that after the first dart in the single 20. He'll stay there and he'll keep peppering it. He'll keep peppering it. Even the single's not a bad one. Oh, I do love one of those.
171.
I love a 171, John. One of my favourites.
Yes, we saw one last night where it was treble 20, treble 19, treble 18. Obviously another way of getting it. But the 3 treble 19s, you're right, it's a canny shot, as they'd say in Geordieland.
134. And he
Can he
required
shot?
94.
Can he hit this? 94. Bull. Yeah, lovely. Okay, 12. Similar shot to the one the power took out in the last leg. Double 16.
78.
Well, you got to take them. First the double there.
32.
The one dart. Bit like that double 13 won it when he wanted 146. Double 8. Not gonna miss. Told you.
There's on the third leg.
So confident at the moment
Fourth leg.
that even the
Phil
commentators
Taylor.
can't put a curse on him.
Well, in my opinion, Phil Taylor's doubling tonight has been the best it has been for some time. We saw a little bit of vulnerability around that double 16, double 8 area of the board in recent times, John. It has not been evidenced tonight at all. This is a brilliant display of finishing from Taylor. 14 out of 25 attempts.
Yes. And in fact, he hit 12 out of 22, 54% against Robert Thornton. He's slightly up on that, so he's really got that element of his game together as the competition has worn on. Take his last third-round match and add it to that, it's 26 out of 47. Impressive.
Well, anything over 50% is exceptional, isn't it? Used to be 1 in 3 was the barometer.
60.
Probably 40% now, about par, John. Such is the standard.
2 darts out of every 5 at hitting the double. You're going to win more than you lose. Anything above that, Rod, and Taylor, as you say, in the mid-50s, and the score speaks for itself.
99.
Well, he could be 6 darts away from the match here, Phil Taylor.
I think Rod, he still has the record, something we can check up on, obviously, at some other time. 83-point-something% in Las Vegas about 4 years ago. Quite brilliant display of finishing, and he's come close to it since then in Blackpool, very close to it indeed.
128.
Well, this is for the match, and an absolute annihilation in 5 straight sets. Needs to stack on top of that. Would have left Bull. 90 left. So 65 left. When he comes back, if he comes back, this is the last act of a desperate Andy Hamilton.
Yes, Taylor only halved his totally halved 130. Hamilton has to complete this, and he can't. So 65. That might be
58.
the last dart that Hamilton throws in this year's World Championship. I think he probably senses it is, particularly as Taylor wants tops. 10s for Taylor to complete a whitewash victory over Andy Hamilton. The hammer has been hammered by the power, and it's Taylor and Barney in the last 4.
Phil Taylor, 101 average, it's the 3rd highest of the tournament, and in the semi he'll play the man who's posted the best we've seen at Ali Pali this year, Raymond van Barneveld. What a semi-final lies in store in a couple of days' time. Don't miss that.
Around about 9 o'clock, confirmation in red and white for you. Phil Taylor, Raymond van Barneveld, Adrian Lewis, Michael van Gerwen. Tomorrow night, Wes Newton, James Wade, as this magnificent tournament continues. Phil, how are you feeling after that?
I'm shattered. I'm ready for bed now. I'm a bit under the weather, bit of a cold on me, but I'm all right. You know, I've 14. I'm a bit of a temperature, but get back to the hotel now.
Did you think it would be as easy as that against Andy
It wasn't
Hamilton?
easy. I didn't think it was easy. He just kept missing doubles. I thought that game was about finishing. That was all it was, really. I mean, Andy just kept letting me in, and every now and again he hit a bad shot kicking in, and I was trying to put him under pressure all the time. I knew if I could put him under pressure, he was missing doubles, and that was all it was, really.
Well,
the first set he missed.
As soon as he missed the double, you pounced on it and finished, didn't you?
You've got no choice, really. You know, you've got to bully him, and that's what Andy does to other people, really. That's what Barney did to Simon. Keep bullying him on the finishing.
Tell you what, let's have a word with Andy Hamilton now, talking to Stuart Pike.
One of those nights. I was a bit taught a lesson by the master, and that's how it's supposed to be done. He'll only miss a few doubles, but I paid for them. And there, my quarter-finals, I've got to take positiveness, not negatives. I've got a quarter-finals again, so I'll be ready for the next TV competition. So onward and upward.
You made it difficult for yourself with the missed doubles in the first set, and that rather set the tone, didn't it?
Yeah, I was trying too hard. I'm trying to prove a point here, and I shouldn't have to try. If I play my own game, I'll give myself every chance. I'm just trying too hard to beat Phil Taylor. I shouldn't do that. And the harder you try, the worse it gets, and that's why it got to me today. And I've got to learn a lesson from this and come back in come out stronger next time.
Taylor just wasn't missing. He was ruthless. He was relentless, wasn't he?
No, not at all. I was never nervous up there. I was always comfortable there, and I was just trying too hard, and that's what it was. I was trying to push the darts through, but also Phil's got a great fellow. I mean, he deserved that. He's a master at the darts, and hey, he could win this now.
Taylor against Barney. What's the call?
Ah, Phil playing like that, he was awesome tonight. He's got so much bottle in this game, and you can't buy that bottle, and that's what he's got as his. That's his only bottle he's got.
Still been a good year. Thanks, Andy.
Cheers, Joe, thanks. Cheers.
Nice words from Mohammed. Taught a lesson by the master, he says.
Was that? Well, I don't know really. It's just one of them things where he just missed the finishes. He had a 50. I know he had a 52, I think, and a 51 or something like that, and he missed and let me in. So, thank you, Andy.
It's your 19th semi-final. You've won 18 of them, PDC and BDO.
Have I?
It's not a bad record, is it, for the old
fella?
fella?
Not bad at all, for an old fella. Keep going. I mean, it's all about practice and dedication, and that's what I've been doing. You know, I think the crowd got behind me a little bit as well tonight. I think the swinging point with Barney and Simon as well, the crowd really got behind Barney, and I think it affected Simon a little bit. And they do help you. They really do.
Well, they're singing your name now on Sunday. Do you think they'll be behind you as well against Barney? Because he's a popular player.
I think they will do. I think most of these crowd know it's Holland versus England, so I think they will be behind me. If they don't, then I'm going to have to deal with it.
Barney came in here and he said he wanted to play you, and you don't hold any fear for him anymore. What do you think?
Do I hold fear for Barney?
He says he doesn't fear you anymore.
He doesn't fear me? Why would he say that then?
Well, he thinks he's playing well.
Why say it? I think he does. I think in his mind he's obviously, of course he is. Well, otherwise you wouldn't say it.
Because you've got the measure of him, haven't you?
No, Barney, I love Barney anyway. I'm not gonna get in a slanging match with Barney. Of course I'm not. And I think it's the best semi-final is what everybody wanted, I suppose. Me and Barney can have a cracker. If he doesn't fear me, then I'm going to have to make him fear me on 2 days' time.
It is the biggest game in world darts, isn't it? Still, I mean, it disappeared after a while.
Not really. You've got Barney. You've got Adrian versus Van Gering tomorrow. You've got Wes Newton as well playing tomorrow. I mean, you've got some cracking games tomorrow. I mean, this is the best last 8 I've ever seen in my life. To be honest with you, this is the toughest last 8 ever. No matter if anybody gets it 5-1, 5-1, 5-0, doesn't matter. It's still the hardest ever on paper.
If you could win this, it'd make you prouder than any, wouldn't it?
If? What do you mean if? I don't like him anymore.
Sorry, when you win this, Phil.
Thank you very much.
It will make you the proudest man.
I'm going to try. I mean, I'm defending my points as such. I know I got to the last 8 2 years ago against Mark Webster and he beat me, and tonight I've got through. So I'm still ranked #1 in the world, and I'm going to keep pushing, and you know, till the day I retire. You know, I'm 53 this year, and I'll be ranked #1 in the world. So it's not bad, really. You know, for an old fella, everybody keeps writing off.
How far are you?
Including that fella over there.
He's pointing at Wayne Mardle, by the way, in the corner of the studio. How far are you off your best?
I'm not on my best. No, not on my best game yet. I mean, the one thing I'm pleased about is my averages have climbed a little bit. You know, I've gone from like, I don't know, 89, 90, whatever, 93, and I'm climbing a little bit. So I've got a day off tomorrow. I've just got to go get my suit ready for the dinnering and then do some interviews, and I've got a few hours practice tomorrow.
You weren't getting near the 100 average early on, but there, 101.38.
Listen, averages don't make any difference.
No.
You know what I mean? Manchester United sneaked through against Newcastle United. Ask them if they bothered. No, they're not, and I'm not bothered. You know, I'm through, and I've got to take a big pat on the back. Andy Hamilton is probably one of the toughest players, along with Simon Whitlock, that anybody can ever beat. You know, the grinders, they just don't give in. Andy Hamilton's concentration levels are exceptional. And if he misses, you've got to take advantage.
How would you assess the way Barney's playing at the moment?
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. He's very relaxed, Barney is. I've been watching his game, I've been watching him practicing. He seems very, very, very relaxed. Maybe against me in the semi-final, he's going to feel it. When I was watching him there, he looked like he was in tears because he's so happy that his form's come back, and he's happy. Do you
think that's what it was? Have you
yeah,
been through
of
that
course
sense
it is. his confidence and his how can I say what's happening to him? It's a new belief in himself. All of a sudden, he's back with his wife, he's happy, and he's performing.
Sunday's going to be a little bit special, isn't it?
I'm going to go out there for beat Barney on Sunday. If he's looking forward to it, then he can think again. He won't be looking forward to it come Sunday morning, trust me.
Hey, Phil, congratulations. We'll
right,
see you,
I'm looking
Sunday.
forward to it.
Game on now.
I'm in the semis. I can't believe it.
Well, these two, Barney and Taylor, were involved in the greatest game of darts ever. Let's take you back to 2007, a memorable night. I'm afraid it was.
If you're going to show that again, I'm off. That's it.
What a start this would be, and what a finish this would be. Oh, sensational.
Good to hit them standing up in a hammock in the dark, Taylor.
Manage this just might get him, set him up, and then for 170. But Barneveld is right back in this match.
And now against the throw, 81 wanted for a crucial break, 16 on the bull. The biggest bull in this match so far. And he gets it! He gets it! What a shot! This is Bedlam!
Double 8 for a level game. Double 4 for 5 apiece. He gets it done!
Well, his heart will have been pounding there, no question about it. But he kept his nerve, and it's now 5 sets all. But Barneveld wants 78, 2 darts in his hand for double 12 for a 6-5 lead, a fraction down. Got it right, got it right, got it right. 6-5 Barneveld.
You could hear the drip while off a chip.
Double 16 for the 12th set and to take us into the deciding set. He knows he'll be back even if he misses. He doesn't miss. That's 6 sets all. And into the 13th and final set. Taylor throwing to save his title.
Double 16 for the sudden death set.
The sudden...
coming up now! The deciding leg!
Yes, the sudden death leg it is now. And they'll pull off.
Call this one, but it'll only take 12 or 13 darts. There you go.
Notice that Barneveld has asked for that dart to be left in. He can use that as a guide. Gets the ball. That could be the most important ball he's hit in a long, long time. That's inviting 2 more to join it, isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it?
10-20. Barney's 21st. Oh, it's incredible!
Tops he wants. And he gets it! Barneveld is the champion of the world! What a player! What a comeback! What a match!
It's going to be a bit special, isn't it? Phil Taylor against Roman van Barneveld. We reckon round about 9 o'clock on Sunday night. Something has got to give. Rod Harrington and Wayne Mardler in the studio. He's won 75 majors, he says, and you keep showing this one. he got the hump a bit as he left the studio.
To be honest, Dave, he's got a point.
Yeah.
He's got a point.
But it was the greatest game ever, wasn't it?
It come down to one bullseye, that's all it was. Phil placed the dart below and Barney slid in the ball, and the throw won it.
We wondered whether it would be special again, Barney Taylor. But given the slight dip in Taylor's form, the resurgence of Barney, all of a sudden, it's box office again, isn't it?
Yeah, Sunday is going to be an incredible game because, you know, Barney's saying, I'm not scared of Phil anymore. You know, I'm at the top of my game, I'm feeling confident in my own game. And you heard what Phil said, he's going to be scared of me come Sunday morning, you can believe that. And Phil, that was a good performance against Phil. What I liked about Phil tonight was he was back to his old self in a lot of the legs. I mean, Hamilton hit a 180, Phil takes out 91. And that's what Phil is so good at, punishing his opponent, you know, wearing them down. And that's what he did to Hamilton. Hamilton missed a few doubles, Phil punished him for them. And that's what Barney's got to be careful of, especially in the first couple of sets.
Barney said he didn't fear Taylor. Taylor seems to think that because he mentioned that, he did fear him.
Well, that's what I'd think. If I was Phil, that's what I'd be thinking. If you didn't mention it, then there's no matter. But you've mentioned it, so you've got it in your head. And Phil may be in the practice room on Sunday, late afternoon, just be saying, you don't fear me then, Barney, and just keep putting it in his head, because a little bit of games with shit Phil's very good at.
But Barney, playing the way he's playing, doesn't look like he fears anybody at the moment.
He is cool, calm and collected. That's what he is, and that's, Phil alluded to the fact that in the practice room, that's how he comes across. But the thing is, it's all different. Robert Thornton was playing the darts of his life. He plays Phil Taylor up there and he folds. Andy Hamilton missed doubles, which he hasn't been missing. Phil Taylor makes you miss. He really does. And when he plays well, it's not that he's unbeatable. You think he's unbeatable. You're thinking, how do I get in front of this man? How do I take the game to him? Barney has to lead, in my opinion. He has to lead Phil Taylor. Otherwise, Phil he kind of run into the sunset.
Well, let's show you the sort of form Barney was in, taking on Simon Whitlock a little bit earlier on. Here's the first set.